We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody doing well. 60 in the chat. Appreciate y'all in here waiting on us, man. We had to get these great creators, set up on the whole overlay and everything. Blame me, man. But I appreciate y'all being in here, man. And just to going ahead and say what's up to a couple of you guys. DRS was good. Phantom Pain was good.
Yes.
Anthony James, Jazzy was good. Big Ohm, Rocky, Chris, King Williams, Jay was good. MGM was good. Scope Flores was good. Kevin was good. Chief was good. I'll be here forever, man. But Drek was good. Hope everybody's doing well, man. You guys can go ahead and refresh the page if you guys are not. Okay, it looks like everybody catching them so far. All right, cool, bro. Cool. Big Om, appreciate you. Shout out to three of the best creators I know and Brian. Appreciate
Big
it.
Om had too much coffee tonight or something. He going crazy.
Appreciate it, bro. But nah, man, I wanted to pull y'all in here for a convo, right? Because you know what I'm saying. What's up, MyFaction guy? Nice to see you in here, bro. It seems like we've been going through a little bit of a thing here over the last like week, and especially after yesterday, it seems like everything just kind of imploded. And it seems like we're all enjoying the game. I think everybody in here is enjoying the game from a gameplay standpoint. I want to say, like, I think this is great, but the ringside pass and MyFaction is the topic of discussion now. So I want to just go on ahead and just go straight into the ringside pass, man. Like, Jesse, you're somebody who has been very vocal in the past over a lot of things. So let's talk about it, man. What would you change about the ringside pass? What do you think is wrong with the ringside pass? Is 2K doing too much with this ringside pass, man?
First of all, thanks for having me on the show, Brian.
For sure, my dog.
I appreciate you. Second of all, throwing me into the heat first. I see the way we're going tonight. But man, listen, I really don't have too much of a problem with the ringside pass, other than like the DLC just being locked behind it. You know what I mean? You were next to me when I mentioned it, with the devs. Like, man,
Yeah.
I think that everybody's just really going to have a problem with just the DLC characters being locked behind this. Like, if the ringside pass was its own thing and we had the battle pass, I don't think fans would care too much. I think they'd welcome it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just more content that they're unlocking and gives them more of a reason to play the game, I guess. But after you pay $150 for an edition, you hit us with a fourth edition of the game, you know what I mean? And then lock the DLC content that you're essentially paying for behind 20 tiers. I mean, that's where it kind of, throws an issue for a lot of fans, you know what I mean? But, and then not to mention, you know what I mean? Like, they add the tier skips, and I've said this since the beginning on my channel, and I know that you have too. And that's essentially what they're trying to sell you, right? Like, they want people to buy these tier skips. Mm-hmm. And I knew this from the beginning. As soon as I seen a battle pass, I was like, oh, okay. They're offering tier skips like NBA. That's what it's going to be. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to incentivize fans to purchase the tier skips to skip. They're trying to get them impatient. And obviously that was proven correct yesterday when they patched the method, the fast grind method that was getting everybody essentially, our RXP really quick, like probably 3 seconds a match or 2 seconds a match or whatever it was to tap out Eric Bischoff. But yeah, I mean, that I think that's the only problem with it. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think that even if they were to put like the DLC in like the first 4 tiers, right? There's 4 characters of DLC each season. Put them in the first 4 tiers. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that, but I don't know. That's just me speaking out loud. And I've relayed that feedback to devs and personnel at 2K, and all I've really gotten back was, yeah, that's some good feedback. We're going to be adjusting things throughout the year, which pretty much told me like, yeah, that's not happening, but it's all good.
That's fair. Oh, 4 directions with the $6.99 super chat. Loving the offline modes, GM mode specifically. Gameplay is fire, though I feel for online players won't touch that won't touch that joint with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, man. I hopefully it gets better online. But Lex, my boy, you are, you know what I'm saying, a 2K rep, my boy. So I really want to hear your thoughts. I really want to hear, what are you feeling, man, with this ringside pass, bro, and why do you think the community is such in a just going for heads?
Man, thank you for having me on here today, Brian. But don't try to throw it my way like that. You know, I ain't the real rep anymore. You took that cake, man, and ran with it. You could call me the what is it, Kenny? The big glaze
Big glaze
machine.
machine.
I'll take that one. I'll
Ultimate.
take that one. Yeah, I'll take that one. But no, in all seriousness, I think that there's a major issue here between the community and the developers because Brian, the dude from MyFaction, he posted on Twitter that people just want to get everything fast or easy, and everybody,
We
he
going
just,
there.
yeah, like you,
Jumping in.
yeah, I have to because you can't disregard that, like
Fair.
at the end of the day, you need to be able to take criticism and you need to be able to adjust right accordingly. And I get what Jesse's saying. This is to develop that idea that wow, tier skips are cool. I need it and I want it and I don't want to grind this, so I want to get there quicker. So let me spend some money. For me, that doesn't exist, right? I just block it out. I'm used to all these games having all these ridiculous microtransactions. So by now I'm kind of numb to that like pain. It's happened so much with NBA 2K that WWE is doing. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what NBA has been doing for how long now? Well, I just put it off to the side on NBA, so I'm gonna have to do the same on WWE. And then the ringside pass came along, and the way that you were able to grind it, you know, it was just far too easy, and that was always going to get patched. But saying that people want it easy and telling them how to play the game is just not how you get on the good side. He needs to do some PR training, in my opinion, but it is what it is, right? At this point, we're just at a standstill where people are like, I'm not buying the game. I don't want to grind the pass. And I'm like, yo, why are you coming at us? Because now we're taking the heat because we're enjoying the game and we're finding our own ways to play it. And it's just like, it just kind of sucks as a creator because I do like the ringside pass. They actually updated it in my favor yesterday by allowing us to now get 135 XP if you win a match. So I'm getting more XP, and I don't feel like it's that rigorous. 237 matches, winning those matches is what it'll take to get to level 40 overall. I think it's manageable if you play the game often. If you play it like casually, like laid back, just a couple hours a day, I mean, you're never going to get to level 40 in a realistic amount of time. And that's, I think, what's going on with the community. So to answer your question, I think the ringside pass is something that they can work on to make it a positive experience for fans. But right now, we're just at a standstill. For me, it's like, all right, man, I'll enjoy it and I'll get there when I get there. It is what it is. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Agreed. Okay, and you made a couple points there, Lex. Just one of my favorite points you made that I've just been talking to different creators and stuff, and like it's a tough time right now as a creator, right? Because if you look at my review, I think that I probably put out one of the more balanced right now. I haven't looked at everybody's review, whatever it is, but you can tell that I went through the good and the bad. Yet I'm still being told that I'm bought and all this stuff, which again, at this point, it doesn't bother me. Is what comes with the territory. But what sucks is that I can't freely say I'm enjoying the game, and because of what comes after you say you're enjoying a game, like gameplay wise, this game is better to me than 2K14, and I'll keep saying that. I don't care who has an issue with what I said. This game is that good. And when the ringside pass is now involved, which personally it hasn't really going into it, it really didn't bother me as much, and it's one of those things where you kind of see it and it's like, all right, I understand where the community is coming from, but I'm again going back to your point, I'm numb to it because microtransactions to me, growing up, yeah, I had a lot of the games that didn't require microtransactions, whatever. But as I got older, microtransactions have always been in my video games, so it's not something that really shocks me. But I can understand for the community as how this could be something that shocks them because they feel that, dude, this formula that we've been seeing since like SmackDown versus Raw 2010, 11. I don't remember how long the DLC goes back, but we've been seeing the same formula and it was switched. So I understand where, hey, snap of the finger, just imagine like snap of the finger, something just changes. So I understand where the community is coming from with that point. And that's why I feel like there needs to be certain changes made. Like going back to what Jesse's point said, which was, what if you put them as the four? DLC characters, right? Like I even made a point, like the first 4 levels where Jesse said that. My fault, I'm confusing my words, but what I'm trying to say is like there needs to be some changes made, because I completely understand where people are coming from, even with me feeling sometimes that I'm like, all right, bro, like it's whatever, and I get it, you know. Back to my situation, it's kind of like, bro, I play the game a lot, so it is what it is, but I understand that some people can't, so that's probably sometimes the reason why I come off like, oh, I don't really mind this too much. But it's not that I'm trying to disregard what the community thinks or whatnot. I try my best to highlight as best as possible, but it's just one of those things, bro, where it's a double-edged sword no matter how you do it. I think that DLC should have probably been unlocked before, and it's automatically unlocked, and then the pass is thrown on there. Like Jesse has made this point multiple times where, okay, if the pass is completely unlocked with the DLC, and then you have the pass, just doing its own thing, and you're giving us persona cards. I don't see why people are not going to enjoy the pass and grind it if there are already persona cards and you're giving new arenas and belts. At one point with the DLC a couple years ago, and I'm sorry guys, I don't mean to have y'all just sitting there listening, but I got to get this off. At one point, they were doing some big updates with the DLC where they were adding new weapons, and they even came out with the Saturday night main event arena last year, like a bunch of stuff that I showed them so much praise for, that at this point, if you wanted to monetize off that, like I can't even be mad at it, because that's not what you've promoted in your DLC packs in the past couple years. That was a freebie that you guys were throwing in, and you guys threw in free characters at one point. You guys did a bunch of different things. Like what if that's the route that they decided to take at some point, where it's like, all right, here's your DLC characters, but we're also going to have this pass as well, that you have a bunch of stuff that doesn't really have anything to do with the characters at all, because I think that's where the main issue and the main culprit of the Ringside Pass is at the moment. It's just DLC being locked, and having people grind for something that they're not used to grinding for, was always given to you. So just my 2 cents on how maybe I would even go about this or even fix it. Obviously, pricing can change, whatever the case may be, but just my 2 cents when it, comes down to how I think the pass is currently laid out at the moment. Now, Kenny, I know I took the floor off you, but go ahead.
No, it's all good. I mean, y'all pretty much touched on all of the points there, and I think it's a great point to state that if the DLC was not included in the Ringside Pass, people would be much more receptive to it. I think that is the big issue we got right now. It's the DLC is laid out in those tracks. If they could put better rewards in there just without the DLC, I don't think anybody would complain about the Ringside Pass. I think the big problem is we paid for this stuff and we can't get our hands on it. We could pay for the free tracks, and I think that'll be worth the money as long as they can put some good rewards in there and not elite figures every time for the personas. Now, as far as what Lex brought up there, with them saying that, I don't want to mix up the young man's words, but he pretty much said we want to kind of, I guess I'll just paraphrase. We want to cheese the system, and it's not fun to do that. This is a better thing for them to lower the RXP we get per match. Now, I will say this, like Brian said, everybody does not have hours on top of hours to play this game. For me, myself, at the end of the day, I got about an hour or two. So I wish they did not change the RXP method. I knew they were going to do it. That's why I got FOMO and I rushed and got it done quick, because I just don't have a lot of time to put into the game to get up to level 40. It's going to take me forever to do it. And even with this change, I'm going to go through, even though I'm only getting 30 RXP per match doing it quick, I'm still going to have to do it that same way, because if I don't, I am never going to finish no level. So it's not about people wanting to cheese the system. And if it was a problem, then why can we spend money to, I mean, it's not fun to spend money to get to the end either. So I think they should have given us all of those options. Let us grind if we want to. Let us cheese it if we want to. Let us spend the money if we want to. They did not take away that cheese method because it's not fun. They took away that cheese method to try to push us to spend some more money. So that's the thing I don't like about it. But you know what? It is what it is. I expected it. And even though they took it away, I'm still going to do it the same way. It's going to take longer, but I'm going to get that 30 RXP per match until I get to level 40. That's the only way I'm going to have enough time to get this done. So another thing Lex said, they want us to play the game they want us to play right now. They want us to play it the way they want us to play it. And we see that in other modes as well that we will talk about here pretty soon. So I wish they didn't change it. It is what it is, y'all. But again, if you don't have the time, you can still do it. It's just going to take longer.
Yeah, no, I do agree. And one thing for me, like with all of your points as well, is like obviously buying skips is not ideal, Right, like that's not ideal at all. I made a lot of jokes about buying them, whatever, whatever. Granted, I'm level 40 on both consoles. I have not bought them yet, but um, I the thing for me is how much the skips also cost. Like I know that there's extra content on there, but do you guys feel from a level of justification? Because I always said the pass needs to justify the grind, right? And now we're only in season one, which we're going to get into the whole free tier later because of the legends. That's been like a topic of conversation, which we will get into. But do you feel that this pass at the moment, if you wanted to go on ahead and pay your way up and get all the way up to level 40, because it's like $87 or something like that once you spend the $10 on the pass and you skip all the way to 40, do you feel that that's justified at the moment with the skip? Because when I saw this pass, I personally thought, all right, I know that NBA 2K is $199, but the thing with NBA 2K is they give you a card that changes your whole damn team once you go to level 40. This is not the same. So when you look at the pricing on this, and I know that this is probably past the developers, this is just all the way up, at that point. Do you feel that this pass justifies $87 or $88, whatever it is, USD at this point? Kenny, we'll start with you and we'll make it back.
Absolutely not. If they wanted it to justify that price, and it still wouldn't justify the price, what they should have done is, that Triple H that's in my faction right now that we got to unlock, the same one that we had to unlock last year?
Yeah.
That should have been in the premium track. Drew McIntyre should have been in the premium track. Slow Chemical Kane should have been in the premium track. These are personas that we had to grind for last year, and a lot of them were just ridiculous where we couldn't get them. It's going to happen the same way this year. So I think those personas from last year should have been in this premium track to make it easier for us to unlock, and they should have just put new ones in there. So, reselling us the same thing again in my faction, which is a big issue this year. I
Yes.
think, they're wasting resources there when they could have given us back in the premium track with that. And now you put out an idea earlier. I don't know if you want to bring this up right now, but there are ways to make that free track or premium track more worth it. And we'll see if we get that as the year goes along. But as of right now, absolutely not. If you pay $80 to tear up all the way, I'm sorry, but you have lost your damn mind. That's what I got to say.
No, but the point I made earlier to those that don't follow me on X, which I'll get that now. I said, and this is for the chat, you guys can answer and I'll look back at it. I said, do you guys think it would be easier to digest the ringside pass if they began to add characters in the free tiers? There was obvious characters that should have made the game, like Dark State, Ariana Grace. Those are like some characters that I think off the top of my head right now. Those are two obvious ones that should clear cut have been in the base game. And I was wondering if that would make it easier for you guys to digest, because sometimes, right, I don't know how the way 2K looks at it or whatever the case may be, but there's some characters that might not really get the hype. You know what I mean? So they're like, all right, let's hold these characters back and then we throw them in there. Like that was my thought process, like with seeing the way the pass works. Because when you look at the pass right now, bro, it's just a bunch of legends that we've already seen locked in the past, and we've grinded for and unlocked them, whatever the case may be. But you have 40 free tiers. It's like, what are you going to fill that up with throughout the year? Because you have 6 seasons. You can't just go back and lock legends. There needs to be stuff that you put in the free tiers as well. So that's where my 2 cents came in with thinking, oh, maybe something's in the free pass. You just never know, what's on there. But besides that, Lex, go ahead, my boy. Give your thoughts on that, please.
Yeah, so I think that the craziest part about all of this, to kind of piggyback off of what I said earlier, and then Kenny brought it up again, and we all talked about it plenty. But to say that something is not fun is just crazy, because the only person that's going to end up having fun if we start spending money on those skips is them running to the bank to cash the check. And we understand that there's a business side to all of this. We're old enough to process that information as adults, and we get all that. But no, there's just no world where buying just a specific unlockable, right, within this pass, that it's worth it. I mean, back then, let's look at the value from the previous games, because I've been hearing this so much from people posting in the comment section and spamming it so much that it's like in my brain. And I feel like replying to everyone, but it's just difficult to get to everyone, especially when everyone is just raging. They're not even going to listen to you. but everyone is saying that the accelerator used to be there to automatically unlock all the characters and that it was free. It was never free.
I
It
agree.
was always worth like 10, 20, $15. Like within that price range, they bundled it up and they sold you on it. And it was part of a package. That's how we used to get to the 120 and the, beyond the $100 range
Great
with
point.
no physical collector's item, because back then we used to have to spend like what, 100, 120 bucks, but we were getting like autograph maybe and like a piece of history. There's none of that now. It's just digital, and it's like, oh, you get an accelerator, you get this boost. And I just think that the way it's set up right now, there's just no way you can convince anyone in their right mind to chase those tier skips in the way that they've done it. And to your point, Brian, I don't even know where to begin with the conversation of what they're going to add to the tier level that's free, because right now it is crammed in there with packages of like titles and arenas, along with the legends that we've all seen for the last I don't know how long. And I like the fact that we could play any mode for the most part and unlock the items, because back then you had to get like the specific currency to unlock like the titles and the arenas and the legends.
Wasn't it like VC, but you couldn't buy VC back then or something like that?
Yeah, it was like it was stuck within like exhibition and another
Yes,
mode or something that
I remember.
and then you had to go one by one and to get that, it was awful. So the accelerator was like super enticing because you're like, well, man, you know what? It's part of the bundle. They're already shoving it down our throats in those bundles, and it is what it is. We're gonna get it unlocked. But just to like close it out, the accelerator was never free. It was always like an enticing add-on, a bonus, if you will.
That is a great point.
They tried selling you on. So that's really how I feel about
That's
it.
a point I wanted to make as well. Like you hit it on the money with that. I agree. Jesse, go ahead. Oh, you muted.
Big
Testing,
shouts out to the
testing.
chat while Jesse's getting it taken care of.
Yeah. Oh, I got a $2 super chat from somebody. Shiro, keep up the great
Shiro
content,
Labs,
guys.
big shout out to my boy Shiro.
Appreciate you, man. I
Yeah.
always see you on Kenny's channel. Appreciate you coming by and showing love over here as well.
Shout out to Soft Girl Diaz in the chat. Everybody
How's that?
throwing up the glaze for Lex.
How's that? Can you hear?
Yeah, I
we
can
got
hear
you.
you.
Hear
Yes,
you
sir.
now.
Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I reset my video a little bit ago and it probably reset my mic. But first of all, I would pay that $15 to get that accelerator to not play the showcase ever again. So I don't want to hear that. Like, give me that accelerator back, first of all. As
It
far
was
as like
bad
the
this
ringside
year.
pass goes, I would no, $80 is not worth what they're selling at all. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's the problem. You already paid $150 for all the seasons.
Right.
So why would you pay the $80 for something you already paid for? Right. You know what I mean? So how I look at all of it right now, the island, MyFaction, ringside pass. It's honestly like a casino, man. And the house always wins. and that's what it is, man. That's how MyFaction is built. That's how ringside pass is built. You've seen the devs contradicting themselves in the comments on Twitter the other day. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like grinding fast. Like, first of all, grinding fast in MyFaction, that is how that mode is designed. It was designed to play quick,
Absolutely.
not have cooldowns, not be pulling packs, right? Like that's what it's designed to pull packs. And when you hear something like, "Oh, there's enough MyFaction points to go around," like, and then you watch somebody like Nathan, the MyFaction reaction, grind all day to get 120 box.
Like 3 million MyFaction points. He kills it.
Or
Yeah,
Nathan,
you know what I
that's
mean?
crazy.
So
Used
it's
to.
like, is there really enough MyFaction points to go around in this mode? Because they're going to raise the prices. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as Alexa Bliss dropped last year for the Amethyst tier, those prices went up.
Yes.
And then they went up even more for diamonds. Then they went up even more for pink diamonds. And then Galaxy Opals, everybody was cooked. So that's just how MyFaction runs. You know what I mean? So to say something like, these points are so accessible in this mode, it just sounds tone deaf to me. You know what I mean? The mode itself this year is cooked to me. Like I feel like with the stamina system applied and all the other hard objectives that they're trying to push forward. And in the ranking up system too, not awarding you cards. Now it's awarding you like faction wars tickets
Yep.
to get a higher rank. You know what I mean? So the mode, first of all, last year I didn't touch faction wars at all. Didn't play that mode. I don't like tag team wrestling in the 2K games. Tag team wrestling is cooked. It's the worst to play in the 2K games unless it's like online, right? Like if you're online and you're playing with friends, it's different. But with the AI, man, like tag team is cooked in this game. So I didn't touch faction wars at all last year. This year they force you to go into faction wars just to continue world tour. You know what I mean? So as soon as I seen that, and James is actually the one that told me that. So as soon as I heard about that, I was like, oh yeah, we're done here. Like I'm not doing that, you know.
I thought the same thing.
So just real quick, just to shout out these super chats, $4.99. I feel like we took 5 steps forward and 10 steps back in a way, but at what cost did we ask for all these nice features only to be met with monetizing? Appreciate you for the $4.99 super chat, sir. Brian, great idea on X about free stars in the past. Appreciate you becoming a supporter again for the 9th month. VJ, appreciate you, man. Super Saiyan, Lex needs a call professionally made for my ride so he can play it and beat it. We got to get Lex that call, man. MJB, should my faction have an app to buy, sell, trade? We don't got no auction house, so we first got to get the auction house before we get an app. Mando, justice for Kenny Baum, need to be at Creator Fest next year, and thank God don't have to hear about Kelly from JB anymore. those are 2 great points, man. But
so that's another point I wanted to make.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to cut you off
No,
for a
go
second.
ahead. Go ahead.
I feel like, so the point that I made earlier too on X was just like, and I told this to the devs, I feel like everybody in this community is microtransaction fatigued. Like, cause that's what it is, man. We already got the 2 modes that make you pay. You know what I mean? So when they introduced the Ringside Pass, I felt like that also added on to like, man, again, you know what I mean? Keep in mind, most people that have a Battle Pass or Ringside Pass and all these other microtransaction modes in the game, they're free to play. So you don't have to pay $150 to get the game. Now you got to pay $150 and on top of that, pay all the stuff to get like MyFaction cards, VC for the island, Ringside Pass tier skips. You just keep on going. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it's fatigue. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but
no, yeah, I do agree with the fatigue part. But one other thing, one point, because my mind is about to forget this point real quick. But we talked about this yesterday, Kenny and Lex, is the way that you are forcing people to play certain things in this game. And the reason why I say that is because the island, right, it has some really cool rewards. Like, hey, you get 500 XP for hitting 50 runs or 50 running attacks, whatever the case may be, which is over half a level. What if you added that to across the whole game? Hit 50 running attacks across the whole game, you get 500 XP. Or just make it in general, because the whole point, right, that we were seeing throughout the rollout of the game was, don't worry, y'all gonna be able to play however y'all want. Y'all gonna be able to gain this get this XP however y'all want. So I feel that a lot of it should be like, there shouldn't be such a big difference from my faction, because my faction just for signing in gives you like 125 XP or something like that. Isn't that right, Lex? Like I think you said that.
Yeah.
So yeah, right.
It's done. It's done it a couple times. It's shown up that I'm like, I think this is a daily thing. I've seen it. Yeah.
Right. So they're incentivizing you to get on these modes, which again, I understand, because these are the big money modes that you want people to go into in the first place. But there needs to be some sort of balance. I feel like it's very obvious right now, like what they're trying to do. Like I've seen companies in the past, kind of, like, all right, we gonna monetize this, but we ain't really gonna make it too like obvious that like what we going for is what we going for, right? Because a point that I made with the island too, like if you get in the island and you want to make a good character and you want to play the story and do what you got to do and play online to get that XP, bro, it's a lot. I don't want to say it's a lot more, but it's pretty much it's more expensive than
it is.
Yeah, it's more expensive than last year to upgrade your character, which is one of my bigger issues, which I don't want to steer off into the island, which if we have time we'll get into later. I don't want to keep you guys in here forever, but I think just going back to that, I think that there needs to be more of a balance of how you play this game. I don't want to have to play the island to get 500 XP for doing running moves that I've been doing the whole time while I've been playing online regular and playing exhibition. I've played tons of exhibition, and if I was grinding the pass legit, me playing tons of exhibition would not equal out to me playing the island because of the bonus XP that you got on there as well. I think there needs to be some sort of a balance. And even if you want to give a bonus XP for playing the island. You can do a times 0.25 multiplier or something like that, where if you're playing matches and you're doing that, you have a multiplier in there that's gaining you a little bit more, but nothing so noticeable to the difference, to the nothing so noticeable where players feel like, damn, bro, I'm missing out by not playing the island. Because I just don't think that's the most fair thing to do when there's so many players that enjoy playing exhibition, universe mode, and even players that want to create cause. Like that whole the whole system right now is at a point where I seen somebody tweet yesterday. I don't remember their app, but they said, "Bro, I've been creating calls basically since the game dropped. I'm only level 2." So
Yeah, that's
there's just
crazy.
no there it just doesn't feel like there's a balance at the moment between the modes, and I think that's where the biggest issue is at. And I understand you can't sit here and probably find a perfect way to reward somebody for being in the creation suite or whatever the case it may be, but these are the issues we're facing because of the past. Like that's just one of my things.
Uh,
But appreciate the
I
4.99 super chat, Big Ohm, and appreciate the gold supporter Ninja. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Go ahead, Lex.
I wanted to add something to your point before I forget too. That most of the games that do come out yearly or that have, released these kinds of things or have tried taking a hack at it, they have actually built up a little bit more of a reputation. There's been a little stock, right? That's been on these modes that have added these reward systems and skips and all that. And people have clapped back at like Star Wars Battlefront or Assassin's Creed when they did it, because it was a game that just it didn't really gel well with the community, them trying to force that down your throat. But when they did it for like NBA and Call of Duty and all this, it was like, it was just easy money. But we're talking about some massive games who have put a lot of stock into these things, where Call of Duty doesn't sell DLC anymore. Their maps are free. They add free guns. Like, they are confident that
GTA.
people GTA, they add a
No,
bunch
no,
of free stuff.
you didn't
Exact.
get the joke. All good, my boy.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, I didn't.
No, no,
But what I'm
because
saying.
you said I don't know if that's like something wrong on
Okay.
YouTube, so I always say in GTA, so they think yeah.
Oh,
No, I
gotcha,
don't know. I don't
gotcha.
know
All
what
right,
YouTube be doing sometimes. But go
gotcha,
ahead, my
gotcha.
boy. You good?
But they added all these different layers to these different games where you're like, all right, there's an option. You're not feeling. Remember, this is all a mental thing at the end of the day. Be confident in your product, which it doesn't seem like they are. Their numbers are probably down when it comes to Faction and the Island. They're trying to get people to at least open up the app and be like, oh, yeah, what's this? Okay. Uh, I thought that the Ringside Pass, like you just mentioned, would have daily challenges for people to do 50 running attacks in exhibition or universe or whatever. The fact that that's not there, and that's another reason for you to load into the island, like to collect your VC that's in the Ringside Pass, and then on my faction, to the point you guys brought up, that they're forcing the whole faction wars, and you need this specific thing, and you need to jump over here, and it's like, I get that you can't please everyone, but this route, all you're doing is alienating the people that are like, they're like, take my money. All the fans, bro, all the wrestling fans, they buy merch all the time without, people just forcing it down their throat, because they naturally gravitate towards the things that they like. So, and to solve the mystery here for creating a character, an arena, or whatever the case, they can give you some XP for the time that you've allocated within that model. And when you hit save, depending on the layers that you put on it, it'll give you, I don't know, 100 XP or something. You know why it doesn't have that system? Because the system that they put for the Ringside Pass is bare bones, man. It's only based on wins and losses, and that's it. They didn't overthink this too much, man. They put the most
And time in a
base
match now.
and time in a match now for 60 seconds. It is the most basic added battle pass I have ever seen in any game. And for them to ask for tier skips, it's almost like a slap in the face after the $150 asking price. That's why I will proudly say here, man, I don't care who's bothered by it. I game share the game. I didn't pay 150 out of pocket, man. I paid $75 for the $150 edition, just so everyone knows. I will not tell people, man, go spend 150. If you guys want to spend the 150, go ahead. But they kind of force you to do these things, and I feel like good companies, bro, know what their value is in the products they're putting out. If they're confident and they're like, all right, people will gravitate towards these things because we're adding depth to it. The fact that this dude is saying that MyFaction has a lot of MyFaction points to earn between a couple of live events and faction wars and what's the weekly towers, bro, that is laughable. That is just ridiculous that they're willing to put on their shield and armor and come out here and say, we proudly ran it back
Lex is
and we're
crazy,
going to
man.
charge you more. That is crazy. No, that's crazy to me to say that.
No. I get your
All right, so
frustration. I get your frustration. Kenny, go ahead.
yeah, y'all keep bringing up my faction, and I think that's the worst part of this game for me this year because
Let's
I had
go.
a lot of fun with it in 25. That was my first time really diving into the mode, and I thought it was great. I do got to give them a shout out or big props because they were receptive on the live events because there was that gauntlet match that took like an hour to complete, the 30-man eliminator. It kept glitching and you had to beat it 4 times. They did change it where now all you got to do is beat it 1 time. So that's a pro for the people
Great.
who get the game on release. They don't have to do it because that's pretty much where I've been this whole time, trying to beat that thing 4 times. Got it done, glitched
Do
on
you
me
get all
twice,
the
but
rewards?
You
I
crazy for
did.
doing that 4 times, by the way. But shout
I
outs
did.
to you. You crazy.
I said,
I
let
mean,
me
if
get
you
it out of the way.
if
Go
if
ahead.
you beat it once, do you get all the rewards?
No. You got to beat it one. Now at the way they changed it, you get the what is it? An oddity card you need. They took away the My Faction points that was in like
Oh,
tier
okay.
1, 2, and 3. So now you just get the card.
There goes them my faction points he was talking about.
That's what I want to say now because he said like there's more than enough My Faction points in there. Bro, I opened up like with the My Faction points I got from the Ringside Pass and buying the game, things like that, or the VC. I opened up like 15 of the electric packs or whatever to try to get the card I needed for that Nathan Frazier event. Nothing. Still don't got the card. All of my faction points are gone. I still got some live events to complete. But if we look at what we were able to do last year with grinding, like he said, we're just exploring going into the match and finishing it before 60 seconds to get more my faction points. What else are we supposed to do? Because you get like 100 my faction points per match. These packs cost so much to open up. So if you aren't able to grind these packs, you got to spend money on them. So if they're going to take that away, I see the people who play my faction, and I've spoken to some of them behind the scenes, and they said it's just going to be impossible this year. So I don't know what I'm going to do because I don't think I'm going to be covering the game this year. There is no way you're going to be able to get through my faction without spending money. I think that statement, there's more than enough my faction points. You can get in there in less than 6. There's no way. They're pushing you to buy these packs at this point, and that's what I'm not doing. So I don't know how things are going to look after these live events come out because if I can't get the cards to play these, there's no way we're moving forward with it, especially if they're taking away the grind. Now, World Tour, my favorite part of the game last year, but I heard Lex and some other people saying that now they're pushing you to Faction Wars, my least favorite part of my faction, forcing you to play that mode to get the cards you need to do World Tour. They are trying to force us to play the game they want, play the game the way they want us to play it. You know what? If you want us to play World Tour and you notice people aren't playing it, it means the mode's not good. So replace it with something else and people will play it. And then they put it in the island. I'm just gonna leave that alone. So there was one other thing. I was speaking to Nathan from my faction reaction. He told me they had some cards in my GM mode now. Did y'all know that?
I know
They
that.
have like manager cards or something locked behind my GM mode. So now you have to go in these other modes that you may not have been playing before if you want to get these cards unlocked. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And I don't think it's player friendly. And they're not trying to get people to like my faction. They're like, if we got you, we got you. We don't need new players in here. So I don't know what's going to happen this year. We'll have to see if things don't change in there. I think they're going to lose a lot of people because if there's no way to grind, the only thing you can do is spend money. And I don't know how many people are going to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you should be having fun, remember, because it's not fun to do it in like 5 seconds. It's fun
It's
for you
not
to do it in one.
It's
It's fun
not
for you
fun
to
for
do
me
it
to
in
spend
1 second.
$100 for 20 packs either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I've
agree.
been, I've been playing. I've been playing my faction pretty consistently for the last 2 years. It's never been fun. Let's go on.
I
and
had
call
fun with it
spade a
last
spade.
year. I would say I had fun
Not
with
me,
it.
bro.
Like the
Like,
difficult matches and stuff, I like. But
Just
Okay,
real
so if
quick,
you're-
y'all,
if you
before
like
the
that, then
super chat
then
leaves
that's
my
great,
screen.
but-
Appreciate the $5
Go for it.
super chat, Review King. The gauntlet in my faction doesn't have stamina, so it shows they can remove it if they wanted. Oh, we're gonna go there. Go,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, Jesse.
So one thing that I would have loved to see in Faction Wars, because like I said, tag team matches just ain't it for me. But this year they added the player swap match. Like, why didn't they just turn Faction Wars into player swap?
Which
the
I think
entire
that's
thing?
awesome, by the way. Like that match
gotta
is
do that.
that
Yeah,
that
it's
match
fun.
is that match type is really good. It's really fun. It's something that's out of the wrestling element, obviously, but like it's fun, bro. Like it gives a cool
I
vibe
agree.
to the
I like it.
mode. So that's where I thought they was going with that. But go ahead, Jesse. I just needed to make that point.
No, you're good. I mean, I agree. I think that was the funnest part about MyFaction. It's the funnest match that I've had in MyFaction the entire time that I've played this game. For me, I don't have so much fun with the matches that take forever in MyFaction to get the rewards, especially if they're, locking you behind 10 events or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's like a smash and stash type event to where I can just run through it real quick and keep getting the rewards, then I'm down with it. But as far as, like a match, like you were saying earlier, Kenny, a gauntlet, 30-man gauntlet, playing that 4 times, like, I'm good, bro. I'm out of there. Like, I'm not even gonna try to get that oddity card because it just doesn't sound fun. It doesn't sound like something I want to do.
You only got to do it one time now. They did change it. I just want to make sure.
I'm
I
glad.
still
I'm
don't
glad they
think I'll
changed
do
it,
it
but
the
I'm
one time.
surprised it was even considered to do it 4 times. Like that decision is a little bit baffling to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, bro, a 30-man gauntlet, like even just showcase, bro. It took me an hour and a half to do the showcase gauntlet. Like, just even the thought of doing another gauntlet in MyFaction, like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Get rid of that match type in MyFaction as a whole, like today. You know what I mean? But
Oh no,
I
think he said they're going to do it once a month at least.
oh yeah, good luck to him.
Genuine question. Did they update it though? Because I had several issues. Like one time I got to level 30 and the guy got stuck in the crowd. Another time I got to the 30 and I got eliminated. I've done that shit 3 times, and 2 out of the 3 that I almost won it got glitched for me, bro.
Oh, yeah.
It was frustrating.
I know Kenny made a tweet. Did they fix it, Kenny? Do you know, or I know they
I
fixed
don't
the
think it's fixed.
Okay, I know they fixed the quantity of times that you got to do it. But yeah, but just going back to MyFaction, bro. Like for me personally, and I think the most frustrating thing, and I've had this conversation with you, Lex, a lot on stream, off stream, it's the lack of innovation within the mode. Like I get it, and I made this point, and shout out to Rel, man. Like again, a lot of these devs are very receptive to feedback, and I had this conversation. Jesse was sitting right next to me. I said, "Dude, we need an auction house," and he said, "Why do you want an auction house?" And I gave him 10. I was able to give him reasons why, which that's like the most important thing, and like that is something like an auction house being in the game, bro. Like, all right, if you're cutting people out from not wanting them to per se grind or exploit, the game, right? An auction house allows people to still make coins because you play the game, you play the auction house to your favor. In every Ultimate Team mode that I play, there's an auction house, right? Because we're talking about coins, we're talking about ways to be able to get these cards without having to buy packs. So if you don't want people to exploit the gameplay or in that manner or whatever the case may be, I do feel that, something to bring and innovate this mode would be something like an auction house because since 2K22, we've been seeing the same core foundation in this mode. And for all I know, they might not want to be in like just another Ultimate Team mode. But the reality is, bro, if I'm collecting cards in real life, I can still sell the cards that I collect in real life. I can do whatever it is. So it doesn't really even feel like a card collecting game at times. It almost feels like it's just there to just kind of drain pockets. And now more than ever this year, because I have people coming up and saying, bro, like MyFaction this year is crazy. And the thought and I didn't play Faction Wars like that last year because I felt that it lacked something. I liked it the year before because ironically, the rewards were the best. The rewards were actually the best cards in the game for a bit. Like they had Ruby Rock on there. They had a couple rubies on there that was really good. So I'm like, okay, I was hooked. But aside from that, bro, it's like whatever with Faction Wars. So the fact that World Tour it got so much love last year, and they went ahead and said, all right, bro, we gotta switch this and that after the reception that it got. All the only bad feedback that mode got is why did you not bring it back? There was no change. I don't remember any point in time that any creator that I watched and plays MyFaction and said, bro, this needs to change. We got to like, why? It got so much good feedback and so much love. Like I always said, that is one of the best things that they added to the game, World Tour. And it was just, it went in there, and now you got to get certain cards, you got to play other modes. Like it's more time consuming than anything, and you're making me play something that I don't want to play. So again, bro, MyFaction is probably to me one of the most frustrating parts this year. Like I know we talked about Ringside Pass, and I know how people feel about Ringside Pass, but My Faction is like a mode that I was really looking forward to this year, and I
I
told
agree.
Kenny, and I kept telling Kenny, like behind the camera, I'm like, bro, My Faction is good this year. We gonna cook, and my motivation was all the way there because I seen Kenny cover My Faction the whole entire year, the whole entire year. So I'm like, all right, if it's good this year, and they actually add these little tweaks and they fix this and they make this better, we are gonna be in such a good situation, right? And then especially, after getting my hands on a game and seeing how it plays, I was like, all right, bro, like if this is good this year, but just seeing certain things just change the way they have with My Faction, honestly, for the worst at this point, it just it's a little bit baffling to see. And I know that a lot of the chat doesn't care about My Faction. I get it, but
Oh, they hate me for it.
yeah, I know. But for me, it's a mode that Jesse Bray, he won't tell you how much he spent, but he spent a lot of money on My Faction, and I spent a lot of money last year too, bro. And seeing the collector levels go away, because I was under the impression when I saw the collector levels, and again, I'm kind of losing the plot a little bit, but with the collector levels, now it's just My Faction
They're
points and
bad.
tokens, and under the impression that I was in, right, was that the My Faction points and the tokens, it's basically giving you an option. Like, you guys remember last year, like if it wasn't a card, it'd be like a little bit of My Faction points. I thought that it was gonna be, all right, you get to choose My
Yeah.
Factions and tokens for these parts, but there's still gonna be cards up here for you to grind, because that's again one of the most important parts of a card collecting mode. MLB The Show has it. NBA 2K, I don't know if NBA 2K has it no more, but they changed. NBA 2K changed it actually completely from what it was. But going back to like my days, bro, because I've been playing these games for a long time. They had a Kobe Bryant card, I want to say maybe close to a decade ago, where it was a pink diamond Kobe Bryant, and you had to go on ahead and go all the way to the top and unlock it, similar to what My Faction had last year with the Jacob Fatu, the Liv Morgans, the Roman Reigns, and they just completely did away with it, and that's that. I just thought that maybe a mix of choosing tokens and My Faction points keep going up, card tokens and My Faction points keep going up. Like, I thought that option would have been dope too. Just
Yep.
my 2 cents, seeing it go out that way. Hopefully, it's still really early in the year. The game hasn't even officially released yet for standard edition. So hopefully there are some changes that they can make that can bring this mode back to life. But it is, one of those things where, we just want to see a good solid game, because again, I'm going to keep emphasizing this. The gameplay team did amazing this year. They did amazing this year. I cannot wait to
Facts.
turn off this stream and go chill for a bit and then get back on a game and play. Like, they did
We had fun
amazing this
last
year,
night.
bro. It was fun. Bro, my sleep schedule is absolutely cooked. I'm going to sleep 4 in the morning every day, man. Like, it's cooked. I'm enjoying the hell out the game. But when we got these things plaguing the game in the way that they are, it sucks to see, man. It sucks to see, and it sucks again as a creator, because I can't freely express like, damn, this game is freaking good. I can't in good conscience tell people, if they looking forward for DLC, because if you're looking for gameplay, I'm gonna tell you right now, go buy the game. But if you're looking forward for every aspect of this game right now with, Ringside Pass and My Faction, and you're a My Faction player, I can't simply recommend it to you right now, just because that's what you're gonna be spending your time in, and I don't think you're gonna enjoy it as much. But if you are a gameplay guy, definitely go get it. Like, it's a good game, and I'm gonna keep saying that. Um,
I agree. I
but
want to
yeah,
say I do
go ahead,
agree with
Kenny.
you 100%. Like, playing the game by myself, I get like really frustrated because the things I want to do, it's like everything's restrictive, and like like you said, you and Jesse spent a lot of money in My Faction last year. I didn't have to, because
Hmm.
I was watching Nathan from My Faction reaction. He does really good content. Like, they come up with really good grind methods over there, and it takes time. But if you enjoy the mode, it's worth it to sit in there and grind for hours just to get these Faction points to open up these packs when they drop. Now it looks like this year that's not going to happen. So I don't know what's going on with My Faction, but like playing online with you guys, we had a pretty good connection last night. So I think gameplay, when you get in there in the ring and play with other people, because I'm sure we'll talk about the purple bars and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, we are.
It
We
is
got
a
to get
lot
to
of
that.
fun. So
Yep.
I just wanted to say that.
I agree. So let's talk about it, man. I know that we've covered Ringside Pass, and again, we're trying our best here, chat. Appreciate y'all being in here. Um, The purple thing. We all know
Oh,
that
I'm sorry,
they're.
Brian. Before you go forward, because you
Go
have
ahead.
somebody crashing out. James Noter4717 wanted you to read his super chat. He said,
Oh, I'm
spent
sorry
over
about that.
200 hours
I am
on
so sorry.
2K25 and have pretty much been on the same pace, and I'm only at tier 7 on 2K26 pass. What tweaks will we see going forward? That was a $4.99
Man,
super chat.
listen. All I can say to that is, bro, there are devs watching, I'm sure, and they already know. Like they already know. I know Cornell was in here earlier. I don't know if he's in here at this point, but again, not to name drop him or whatever, but he's commented a couple times in the chat. There are people that are in here watching now. What changes come out of this? I don't know, but trust me, y'all. I think that they understand. At least some of the devs do. I again after the tweets, that's something that's just been brought up a lot. I've seen it a lot, but we know that some of the devs know, like, okay, what's going on. Like they understand, and there's changes that will probably be made, but we don't know what's going to come out of it. The reason why I wanted to get the us together in here, right? And I wanted to get 3 other creators that they speak as loud as possible, and they make it known, because Kenny's honest, Lex is honest, Jesse's honest, I'm honest. It's one of those things that got us to where we are. We didn't get to this point by just laying down and just letting anything happen. So my point is, I just want to make sure that y'all know, like, we see, like, I saw it. I wanted to bring it to YouTube. I wanted to talk about it, spark a conversation with y'all, so y'all understand that y'all not alone. The creators also got the community as well. So that is my 2 cents on that. But go ahead, Jesse.
Can I say something before
Yeah.
we move on to the stamina system?
Yeah, go ahead.
The one thing that brings me down about this so much, man, is because, dude, this game really is good. It is a good game, like down to the core. Like, we are finally at a place to where I think Cornell used the word foundation in one of the videos, right? Like, he said, this is the foundation, and it's going to lay the foundation for the future of the games. And he's absolutely right. Like, you can feel it, you see it. I don't think I've played a match that I didn't have fun, and every match finally feels different in this game. The problem with that is there's always something that overshadows it. You know what I mean? Like, when they do something great, like truly great, they do something truly crappy that overshadows anything that could have been good within this game. So instead of people talking about like how great the gameplay is, how awesome the new weapon physics and ragdoll physics is,
Inferno match.
I see.
I quit match
Inferno
having
match.
real wrestlers' voices. So impressive.
Scrapyard.
Like, there's so much good
There's
stuff.
so there's the dude. Yeah, the scrapyard is off the hook, man. Like, that was the funnest thing. It's
That's what I'm saying, man. Instead of talking about this great stuff that's in the game, all I see is Ringside Pass, MyFaction, and all the stuff that's tied to microtransactions.
It sucks,
like,
man. It sucks.
It's terrible, especially for creators. I mean, I know that like people in the chat, they probably don't understand this, but for us, like, we're having fun with the game, but it also sucks for us to post a video and see so many disgruntled customers saying that their experience is terrible because of X, Y, and Z, right? Like, we don't like to see that. Like, I want you to have a great time on the game just like us. You know what I mean? So 100%. It sucks to like post a video of like us having fun or talking about something in a positive manner. And then, yeah, I mean, that's great, but this Ringside Pass or this MyFaction, there's something that always overshadows it. And it bums me out, man, because there is so much that is great about 2K26 that the bad just outweighs it, bro.
You hit the nail on the head, man, because I've had to over explain myself so many times, just because if I'm like glazing or excited about something, there's just that many more people that want me to touch base on, like you said, the Ringside Pass or whatever's negative to them and their experiences of the game crashing or the glitches or whatnot. And I'm just like, guys, like, at the end of the day, I could only say the negative and the stuff that sucked for so long, because that just doesn't feel fun to me, and I am enjoying myself. And every time I do mention that I'm having fun, guess what happens? The most disliked on the video or the stream, and it's like, I'm paid off, I suck, I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm a casual, and all these things to like attack me. When I'm like, guys, direct that to the company, letting them know how you feel so that your voice can be heard. because telling me, like, I've actually had people say, "Hey Lex, can you tell 2K to do this, that, or the other, or tell just Brian and Kenny to do this," so they could tell them. And I'm like, oh man,
Tell Brian. I
like,
can't tell them nothing.
that's what I'm saying. So it's definitely it's wild times to be a fan of this and enjoying it and all that.
Yeah, I get people in my comment section, "Hey, Kenny, I need your help. Please help me log in." I'm like, bro, I guess the little thing that you have to scan the QR code at the beginning to log in, people are still having trouble with that. I'm like, bro, I can't help you. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, no, I did see that too.
That's-
I try to talk about it in the video a little bit. Go ahead, Jesse.
I was just gonna say that's the influence, though. You know what I mean? And like, it's unfortunate that they have to come into the content creator space. You know what I mean? To be like, hey, I need help with this, dude. Every day that I hop on Twitter, I see me, Kenny, Lex, Brian, anybody like tagged, like, please listen to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm having an issue with this, you know? And I think that, you know, Cornell being who he is, and he does reply a lot.
Oh man,
It would be nice. It would be nice if we got somebody else also on X, you know what I mean? To maybe
we got Brian now.
Yeah, we got Brian.
That's gonna last
Here
very
you go.
well. I'm just saying, you know what? Hey, shout out to Brian Mazik, bro. Like he was a great guy when I met him. You know what I mean? Like I don't know too much about him. Like maybe you guys do. I know a couple of friends that know him pretty well.
I've seen Brian in the NBA 2K stuff, bro. And that's the thing. I like, just real quick, like, I see his character being judged a lot, and I didn't get that vibe from him at Creator Fest. Like, you spoke to him, Jesse, and I had a conversation with him for 30, 40 minutes, and trust me, y'all, I'm not defending him. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying, like, I did not get that vibe from him. So seeing the tweet go out, I'm like, damn, bro, like,
translate well.
Yeah, it didn't translate well, man, because bro, he even tweeted out, he said, bro, it was great seeing Brian. We had great conversations. Like, bro, I had my lunch while talking to this dude. So it's one of those things that does suck to see. That's just my thing with that.
Yeah.
With the way that it's just transcended into that, just from that tweet, you know?
Yeah, he popped
as
up in
soon
my
as I
comment
seen
section saying, I mean, when that live event was going on, he said, yeah, 4 times is pretty rough. We're going to get this fixed. If we can't do it this time, we'll do it next time. But that shows he is engaged and listening and trying to make things right. I just think that tweet came off a little bad.
Yeah.
But then he also commented, somebody's like, yo, get a, what did he say? Take the cooldown off. And he replied with a LA Knight gif, like, nah. You know? Like, whoa, wait,
yeah,
wait
he just doubled down and dropped the
fans.
hammer. Yeah, he dropped the hammer, you know. So that's the part I don't. And what I said earlier, and even bringing up that topic, it's not a personal shot towards him as a person. I'm sure he's a great guy, and the people that work on this game are hard at work, and they're all trying to put together something special for people to enjoy. We're on the same team when it comes to like having a solid game to enjoy all year round. I don't think anyone is working there maliciously, like Brian is trying to give us, you know, the worst gauntlet ever. Yeah, they're gonna sweat for this one. Like, I don't think he's out there doing
I
it.
think they might be. That may be what they're doing.
He is doing that.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm getting that vibe. I ain't gonna lie. I got that vibe.
No.
They're trying to get
doing
you
that, bro.
Well, I know that they're trying
that.
to test. They're trying to test and see how far they can get. But I'm just saying that not in such a negative light, like people are trying to make it out to be. Like, at the end of the day, it's not that they're villains. You know, they are trying to make something.
Man, they
special,
care.
And
They
it is
care.
What it is.
They care.
Exactly.
Like if anybody ever had the question of did they care, they care. Just real quick, y'all. I got a couple super chats that I got to read out. My fault, y'all. I'm trying. I can't. $10 super chat from Brawler. I can't lie. WWE 2K26 is such a hit and miss. It makes me scratch my head. Everybody knows it about its flaws, but only us who have played it and know how good the gameplay is. But that's not good enough for 150. Let me see here. Okay, I think it was the same super chat. I don't know why it's coming up twice. $5 super chat. I don't really understand the point of splitting community creation this year. Seems like a big middle finger to PC players. All right. I mean, if we have time to get into that, we will. But like, if you've been around for a minute, you know why it's being done. Does it suck? 100%.
You know why.
Yeah, but we know why. Just correlate the island and PC, and then you put 2 and 2 together. And I mean, that's the reason why I think it was done. But so yeah, man. So those are just a few things. Did I cut anybody off? I want to make sure. I want to make sure you finish your thought. If I cut you off, everybody's good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right,
So.
all right, cool. So real quick, because I've seen servers come up in here. That's been a problem reoccurring in WWE 2K for a long time. For a long time. It's been for a long time. Now the one thing that I do want to say from the server standpoint, I played last night. I don't know if it got anything to do with them removing them extra matches, but not one time did we lag out. Not one time did it feel delayed. Lex Kenny, I was playing with y'all. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right now, servers are probably the best they've been since they've
JCSJ
dropped.
in the chat.
Jay was also in there
What
as
else
well.
too?
We were playing with him. So I don't think the servers are too bad right now. Like at the time that I made my review, if anybody watched that, I literally took out like a minute and a half segment just talking about servers and talking about, you know, how bad the experience was. But as of right now at this moment, it's not too bad. Does anybody else in here, do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Jesse, I know you play online tons. Do you have any feedback for that?
Yeah. I mean, I crashed out a couple of times, but it wasn't too bad the other night when we were all playing. I was also running some matches with JCSJ and a couple people from our community. I didn't have an issue with them, man, at all. But I mean, it doesn't mean that it's not going to crash out in something like
100%,
Elimination
yes.
Chamber, right? So, I don't know, man. I didn't test everything, so I will say that. But we did run like a regular Fatal 4-Way Extreme Rules. We ran the Scrapyard. We ran Archives. And I think we only had a loading issue one time. And it wasn't that the game crashed on us. We had a loading issue getting into the match. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yesterday I
say launch
played.
day-
Yeah, launch day was. Yeah, go ahead, Kenny. Launch day.
Oops.
Yeah, launch day was bad, which
So
is
I don't-
almost expected.
Yeah. So I don't play online often. The only time I play is when I'm playing with y'all. So launch day, me and Brian tried to do some Inferno matches. We couldn't finish one. Have you tried to do another Inferno match on
I have
since?
I have not, but we did try to do a couple other match types and they didn't really work correctly. But yesterday, last night, and I'm talking less than 24 hours ago, we did Hell in a Cell, we did ladder matches, we did it false count anywhere matches, we did Extreme Rules matches. Keep in mind there was only 4 players in there though. I can't speak for 8 or 6 men. Can't speak for none of that. I can only speak about the
I heard
experience that I
Elimination
have.
Chamber was winning or working too.
Yes, Lex, you played a full Elimination Chamber match on your stream the night I got off a little earlier, right?
Yeah, we did the chamber, and then we also did the scrapyard with like 6 people as well. So I mean, it's been consistent, but I've also had to change from the East Coast server to the Canadian
Yes,
server
that's a
because
big one
even the
too.
island, like the frames were dropping and stuff a lot, and it was really just because of the server. But I've had matches with you in the island; those tag matches have been pretty fluid, so it's
That's
been
another
pretty
thing.
solid so far.
Yeah, that's another thing. If there's anybody in here that can make this change, bro, please, I am begging you, bro. Please add a squad invite to the island.
Yeah,
there's
that's
no
crazy.
reason that I should be timing 3-2-1 with Lex before getting into a match, and then we get into the same match and he's on the opposite team. Like, bro, it's just crazy,
Yeah.
man. But
I
yes,
see them in here. You ready, Lex? 1, 2, 3. Oh, you another team.
then-
now.
I will say something about Elimination Chambers because I played one and not. This was probably pre-patch 1.04, but I did play a match Elimination Chamber, and we still had that same freeze thing happen with the pin, where somebody got pinned.
Oh, that
and
did
then
happen
happened
to
to Brian.
us. That happened to us. We were playing a brawl in the
Backstage.
archives, and I
Yeah.
pinned, and I was just stuck there the rest of the match. We couldn't finish.
Yeah.
So
You had to disconnect from there. So.
That will happen. But guys, I know we almost there. I want to cut this off at a certain point. Let's talk about the stamina
Oh,
meter.
Mac,
All right.
Super chat.
Oh yeah, my fault, y'all, man. I'm like, I gotta. Okay, $4.99 super chat. Let the people create the game, but for real, it's fun. The stamina bar is not bad. Just have to pace yourself. Oh, we about to get into that, my boy. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat, man. Listen. This and very rarely does a gameplay mechanic spark the type of conversation this has sparked on X. Like usually people shrug it off. Oh, that kind of sucks. All right, bro. It is what it is. We can deal with it. But we obviously know this is being worked on because Brian Williams, Smack Talks related message for Brian Williams, letting people know, hey, bro, you can shut this off. Shout out Brian, great guy. But we
Outside of the island and my
yeah, right, exactly. But my issue is, right, with my faction, with the island, with everything else, bro, it's like there needs to be a balance to it. I feel like it's just one or the other. And the biggest issue has been with my faction because you're playing with all them low-rated cards, all them sapphires, them bronze cards, them gold cards. Like, it's really one of the worst things with this like game right now. Like it's just plaguing it. To me personally, I understand some people like it. I'm not taking that away from nobody. But I do feel that you need to find some sort of of balance with it, right? It's either all right, we kind of we keep the stun meter the way it is, but we cool down and balance the issue with this debuffer because bro, the debuffer is literally coming up for me sometimes after every time I reverse. Like the way it's done. The way it's done. But just, you know, Jesse, I want to get your thoughts on this, man. I know that you are a gameplay guy. You love
I
gameplay.
think we're kind of lagging right now.
Lagging? Hold on, let me see. Who's lagging? Me and you?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
thought it was me.
he-
I thought it was me.
No,
I know
he's
my
lagging
Discord
to
be
us. He's
Yeah,
lagging
okay,
to
he was
us, but he's
lagging
not
to us.
lagging to. But he's not lagging to the stream because I have the
YouTube,
stream pulled
yeah.
out separate.
All right.
That's
Can
why
y'all
I
hear
didn't say
me?
I was
nothing.
gonna say,
Can y'all hear me now?
yeah, he was lagging to us. I had to shut the chat off and everything. I was like,
Hold
oh,
on.
am I about to get booted out
I
of
thought
this
it was
thing?
me.
or-
That's why I jumped out. And
Can y'all
left.
can
No,
y'all
yeah.
wait, are y'all able to hear me?
We hear
yeah,
you,
you're
but
good now.
there's
But
been
you
like
were lagging pretty bad.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
my fault. All right, man. So now that we got that out the way, Jesse, I want your thoughts, bro. I want your thoughts because we know that you are a gameplay guy. So
For stamina.
yeah, what you thinking on stamina,
Okay.
man?
I think that if implemented correctly, it could be great, right? Like I'm not one that, like for online, it's not terrible. Like I didn't run into the stamina bar too much online. I don't know about you guys. Did you guys get it a lot or
Stamina
because
bar.
online I didn't?
Oh, I'll be
I don't
running.
get
I'll
it-
be
I
running
don't get
into
much
it.
at all.
I be,
Oh,
we,
okay,
we,
yeah.
we had it yesterday though. Kenny, you was complaining about getting it. You said, bro, why am I getting this? Why am I the only one getting this? Nobody else
thought-
getting
It
this.
He
seemed like I'm the
thought-
only one, but I won't say it's
Nah,
not
okay.
coming back to back to back.
nah, but he
So,
thought
listen.
because he was Billy Gunn and I was getting it too. I told him.
Okay, so here's the thing for the stamina bar. For online play, I enjoy it with friends because I don't like reversal fests. So it kind of forces people to take the bump, right? Like
Fair.
I've seen Roy. He's a younger content creator over on TikTok, and he
Like
said
boy
this
season.
thing.
That's yeah. He's
I
funny.
don't know. His name's Roy. We met him at Creator Fest. He was at Creator Fest. Cool dude. He was saying, you know, like, hey, just take the bump. You know what I mean? You don't have to reverse everything. You know, that's great, and it's great for online play. Great for like something like universe mode or exhibition, right? Like it forces you to take the bump for the computer if you're just overpowering them too much. For MyFaction, Island, and stuff like that, where you're trying to complete objectives, showcase even like the gauntlet, like if you're running that gauntlet, bro, for that stamina meter, stuff that you're trying to get unlockables for and you're trying to get through something quick, right? That is not needed. Like because for one, in MyFaction, you're playing with weak cards at the moment, right? Like we don't got Galaxy Opals that can run pretty good. You're playing with weaker cards. They're gonna hit the stamina meter sooner. And another problem with MyFaction and the island is you get double stunned. I don't know why they decided to keep the stamina
Hate
bar
it.
and the stun meter.
That's my
the
issue
same
with it.
time?
I remember you and I had that conversation before the game came out, and I'm like, bro, Gunther
Yeah.
looks stunned out there in that trailer, like outside the ring. I'm like, bro, ain't no way.
Before we went to Creator Fest, I remember you hitting me up like, yo, can you reach out to somebody and see if that stun meter is still in the game with that stamina meter? And so I actually did. I reached out to Brian Williams, and thankfully, you know, like, dude gets back to me all the time. And I was like, hey, is that stun meter still in the game? He's like, yeah. I immediately relayed that message to Brian. He's like, we're cooked. We're cooked. So, but it's for me, I don't really mind it so much in exhibition or so much online. I as a matter of fact, online I find it to be helpful because you're gonna spam reverse online, man. Like if you're playing ranked matches, RIP to you. But if you're playing with your friends, like friends just tend to spam the reverse button. We reverse a lot. We're used to playing this game a certain way, and this kind of mellows that out a little bit to where you're gonna have to take a bump on some thumbtacks or something. You know what I mean? So I actually enjoy that. But for MyFaction, the island, something that's very challenging. You're trying to get through it. It's definitely not needed. I wish they would turn that off in MyFaction the most. I don't really mind it in the island, but I haven't ran so much of the island. Have you guys played a lot of the island?
We
yet, or-
played. Lex was getting hit with a stun every other two
Oh,
hits yesterday.
yeah.
We were in that magic. He's like, bro, I
Yeah.
gotta record this and see what the hell they doing. It was one of those things,
Okay.
man, where we was where it can be a struggle. I'm not gonna lie. Lex, I know you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
No, just about that. That it's mostly what MyFaction has also added to their cards. It's like these badges and certain characters from my faction that have these certain moves that trigger for your opponent to get stunned. They kind of have that in the island as well. And people that go online that know all the little in and outs of the game, they're going to abuse the crap out of that system, and it kind of becomes a battle of who has the better badge, like a chess matchup of that sort of experience. And for me personally, like, I kind of felt like that took me out of the moment, and it basically made, between the fact that we're not pairing together to do co-op, like legitimate co-op, it's just like a randomizer searching at the same time is crazy. But yeah, I don't like that engagement. I've never liked that engagement. I know there's people out there that like all those super powered stuff. I mean, I accept it with NBA 2K, I guess, but with WWE, I have no interest in it at all.
Fair. But I mean, we covered pretty much everything I really wanted to
He
cover.
said Kenny's opinion on the stamina meter is what we don't care about.
Oh, my
yeah, I
fault,
didn't even
Kenny.
talk
Go
about
ahead.
the meter either. I didn't even talk about the meter either.
My fault, y'all. I thought that was Go ahead. Go ahead, Lex. Finish your thought with the meter, and then we could get to Kenny.
So, as far as the meter goes and gameplay in general, man, I have to agree with you guys. This is probably the best gameplay they've done in a very long time, where you can like really see the noticeable difference, not just with ragdoll, but more so the weapon physics and the stamina adjustment, where you have to strategize in a way where, it almost becomes like a duel of what move do you want to use and when do you want to use it, because it will drain your stamina in a certain way that it'll penalize you down the line. Now, when you're playing against a computer on a higher difficulty, or like what we had in the island, someone that really knows what they're doing online, even if it's a regular match, it kind of puts you in a position where you're like, this doesn't feel as fun, because you almost feel taken advantage of at that point. Like in my faction, for example, I get stunned almost instantly with those sorry ass cards I'm using. And I understand that it's the growing pains, and like that's supposed to entice you to want to get the higher level cards and continue to grind. Like it's supposed to keep you coming back. So I get that concept over there. But for the rest of the game, I feel like there's no need for us to really go and tweak the sliders and all that. I think they need to figure that out on their end. And I wish they would have stress tested this game more, because some of the things that I've seen since early access till now, with the patches they've done for Ringside and glitches with the FPS and all that, it just feels like there's just not enough stress testing going on. Or maybe there's a lot of people behind the scenes that are like, oh man, this is great, oh my god, I really love this game, yeah, woohoo, oh yeah, we're doing such a great job, good job team. I don't know if that's their environment there, but at the end of the day, if they're rolling out a game with these things and they're just riding with it, they're going to get the kind of clap back that they're getting across social media. So I mean, it is what it is. I can't defend them at that point, right? So I like it. And I hope they get to tweak it and figure it out, because I think that this is something that the game needed. Like Jesse said, you don't want a spam fest. So that's my take on it. I think it's solid. It needs a little bit of work.
So personally, I don't feel like I run into the stun meter too much. Like when we were playing, I mean, it's a new part of the game, so you're going to notice it when it pops up. But I did feel like only I was getting that purple meter. But like Lex said, he did get it as well. My only issue with it is the fact that you can get hit with that purple meter. Somebody jumps on you, starts beating you up, boom, you're stunned right behind it. So it's just way too long where you can't defend yourself. But I see this in the chat a lot, and I absolutely agree. I think the biggest place the gameplay suffers this year is with the AI. And some people will say it's good, we like it, but I think they reverse way too much. It feels like when I'm in there in my faction, they're reversing like 7 out of 10 of all of my moves. So I did find a little cheat thing there that works where they don't reverse, but I mean, just to have a fun match and actually go back and forth, I think they just reverse way too much, and that's a bigger issue for me than the stun meter. So personally, new feature. I know a lot of people are going to push back on it until they get used to it. I think it does need to be tweaked, though it stays around for way too long. I think they need to speed it up a little bit, but outside of that, I don't have a problem with it.
Fair.
Are you talking about the back grapple?
What do you mean?
They don't reverse? Like when you grapple them up and then you...
No, if you lay them down, you can like stomp on their head like with the quick X, and they won't reverse it. I can get 15 of them in and get their head red.
Because I've noticed that they don't reverse that back grapple either.
Okay, I'm going to have to try that too.
As long as it doesn't have a second reversal prompt. If it has a second reversal prompt, the move that you're doing, They won't reverse the first one.
Yeah, but it takes the fun out of it though, because I'm just laying them down and just stomping on their head the whole match and then finish it from right there. But I like to get up and do the wrestlers' moves, and I just can't do it because they reverse everything.
Yeah, they're
think
good. The AI does reverse a
I
lot.
think it got to do
agree
with the
that.
ringside pass though. I think it's all connected. They couldn't make the match the match is too easy. I feel
You're
like, bro,
right.
because
You're
I'm
right.
like,
You're.
I'm
Oh
like,
my
bro,
God.
yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
you're right.
I'm like somebody that's not bright enough to like go into sliders like right away. And then, all right, bro, I'm getting reversed because I was even getting reversed, bro. After I changed sliders, like, bro,
Yes,
I was running
put
to
them
Stephanie
all the way
McMahon, and
down.
she used to do an arm drag, and I'm Brock Lesnar running, she arm dragging me. I'm like, bro, I'm like, what the hell going on in here, man? But
Yep.
nah, bro, I think besides that stamina meter, bro, we in a really really solid spot. You know what I'm saying? And in
No,
the
reversals, bro. AI reversals, the worst thing for me.
bro, I'm not
I'd
gonna
say.
lie. But are you talking like from a MyFaction point? Like, is that what you? Or are you talking exhibition?
That's what I've been playing most.
Just
I mean, not exhibition.
just
I mean,
gameplay in
the
general, I would
sliders are all
say.
the way down, so
I
they
feel
can't
like they
reverse
don't.
there. But
I feel like the purple bar is not as effective towards the computer. That's all I'm feeling.
yeah,
I think we get penalized, but I feel like they're reversing me way too often. I'm like, yo, where's the
exactly.
purple meter for them?
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I don't think we
Exactly.
I don't think we see it though, because somebody said, "Oh, it happens for them," but we don't see it.
It
It shows
wraps
it on their
around.
bar.
Yeah.
You can
Like
see the bar.
on their HUD. Oh, all right,
Yeah.
all right. Well, man.
It just feels like it's going fast though. I don't know. Maybe it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
because I'm annoyed.
yeah, bro. Yeah, sometimes I'd be annoyed too. I'm about to shut it off on my gameplay though. Like when I'm playing universe mode, I'm going to shut that off, bro. I ain't even going to use it in universe mode. It is what it is, bro.
What are you gonna do?
But I,
Infinite stamina?
I think they'll balance it. Nah, not even. I think you can shut off the according to what Smack Talks put out from Brian. It seems like you can actually control that part of it.
There's sliders. Yeah, there's
Right.
sliders for the purple meter that you can have it to where it lasts less. It doesn't take as long to clear up, and it doesn't show up as frequently. I have sliders that I've worked out to where I've kind of balanced it a lot more to where I like it, but I don't want to shut it off because I like the gassed animation.
Oh
selling.
yeah, that
It's
is
like
cool.
a little bit. That's like the only selling that we get in the game.
Yeah,
So I
you're
want to
right.
keep it.
You're so right. Yeah, you're right.
I gotta point out what Loaded said because a lot of people say that
I was
struggling
about
against
to.
the AI, get good. The
Come on,
AI
man.
reads your inputs. There's not a human. You can't rope a dope the AI. They can reverse you whenever they want. How can you get good against that? I don't know if y'all ever played the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, but it's absolutely ridiculous.
That's a
They
skill
input
issue,
read, and I
Kenny.
feel like they are doing the same thing here.
No, I've seen
No,
a lot
I'm
of
not
people.
the only person complaining
I've seen
about it.
I'm
I
just
see a
playing
lot
with
of
you.
people
I'm playing.
complaining
I've
about
seen
it.
a lot of people calling it a skill issue, so I'm just messing with you.
For me, man, it's not even
I'll whoop
about
your
being a
cheeks,
skill
though.
issue. I can beat the matches. They're fine. I can beat all the matches. For me, it's you can't get it like any of the cool spots that you want to set up. You know what I mean? Like you can't have the fun that you want to have. Like if I got steel steps and stack tables, flaming tables, all that kind of stuff laying in the middle of the ring, and I'm trying to do a spot, they're
Yep.
gonna reverse that and ruin that spot every single time.
Jesse,
dude.
but
Like,
what
Even
spot? What spot, Jesse? You got to get good at the game. You're just not good enough, man. We have to
Yeah,
get
I guess.
better. We just
guess, yeah,
suck.
I
That's
suck.
all it is. We suck.
I'm terrible.
Y'all do suck though. I was whooping y'all cheeks last night online, so I might do it again tonight. I don't know.
Whoa.
Nah,
on a second. I wasn't included in
we
this.
playing tonight or what? We playing tonight or what, man?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Nah, man.
Yeah.
But listen, bro.
You on PlayStation?
Yeah, that's my main
Yeah,
console now, man. I switched.
Kenny, you on
Brian's a
PlayStation?
traitor. I got it on PlayStation.
That's
I main
what's up.
Xbox, but we on.
We got
PlayStation.
nah,
Yeah,
nah.
we can
Kenny on
run it.
that PlayStation right now. We'll be on that PlayStation next week too when that CD come out because we buying that too. But listen, man. I think we pretty much laid it all out here, bro. We talked about ringside stamina. We talked about MyFaction. Talked about pretty much everything under the sun before launch. The game comes out tomorrow for everybody worldwide. All I can say is, bro, don't. I'm not gonna tell you not to try something, but if you feel that something is genuinely ruining your experience, try to stay away from it, man, because that's something that I have done this year. If I feel I haven't really hopped into MyFaction, I played it the first couple days. I wasn't really feeling it too much. And then, we got through and we got to play exhibition. And I've been pretty much exhibition online. That's been my main go-to at the moment. Universe mode that will come soon. But it's one of those things, man, where just enjoy the game for what it is, bro. Really experience the gameplay. If you guys don't have the game yet and you guys are going to have it tomorrow, you have 4 people in here that, you know, really want what's best for the series and are letting you guys know, like, hey, bro, gameplay cool this year. So enjoy it. That's all I can really say. Kenny, can you let them know where to go ahead and find you, sir?
Yes, Kenny Baum on YouTube or on Lex channel because he always got me running over there too.
Yes, sir. Lex, go ahead, let them know where to find you, man.
No Holes Lex on Twitter and YouTube, man. Thanks for having me, Brian. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir,
it, man.
for
It was
sure.
a good time.
I appreciate you coming by. By the way, guys, their links are down below in the description. Jesse, let them know where they can find you at, sir.
Yeah, man, at the Pro Wrestling Shoot everywhere. That's
Yes,
pretty
sir.
much the same everywhere.
You
we
guys
go,
have
man.
probably
Hey, we're
seen
gonna
him
be
on
giving away
X,
some
YouTube.
copies though. Are you giving away copies too, Brian?
I might be giving away one.
One? Okay. I got some Monday Night War editions
Hell
for
yeah.
PlayStation and Xbox.
That's
Yes,
the big
So we're
sir.
going to be giving away copies
Yes,
in our
sir.
live stream. So
When you streaming?
every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard
All right,
Time,
man.
8
Y'all
p.m.
heard it
Eastern.
there first, man. Y'all be there on Tuesday. Be there or be square, man. Y'all know what I'm saying, bro. We Jesse gonna give away some copies, so he'll probably make an announcement or whatever what he gonna do, man. So y'all make sure to go show all these creators some love because I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. I hit them all up today, man, and I told them, I said, hey, bro, can you come on because we saw what was going on. I wanted to talk about it. So I appreciate y'all coming in here, man. So just impromptu, and Jesse got to go and cook up his video and everything. So again, thank you guys for taking time out of your day to come on my channel. Aside from that though, guys, that's pretty much it for today. One thing I do want to say is I will be streaming later on my other channel. So y'all make sure to go on ahead and go and subscribe, bro. If y'all haven't yet, JustBryan Live. Go on ahead, show some love to that channel. Subscribe. We are like 150 subs there, starting from scratch. But going ahead, bro. We gonna be live there. Some chill vibes over there. I'm not gonna be streaming on here. We trying to do something different over there. So again, guys, thank you so much for coming out. Over 400 of y'all. If y'all haven't yet, make sure to like the video. We're gonna leave this up for those that weren't able to catch it. Again, love y'all. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to all these guys. We gonna catch y'all